Hi guys, welcome back. I hope this is set up okay. I just thought we would get comfy on my bed and talk about this topic. This has probably been one of my most requested videos to film in a really long time. I was actually shocked how many people wanted this video and how many messages I've been getting about it. So here we are. I'm going to be talking to you guys about my breakup tips and how to handle a breakup. I have written a bunch of notes to go through, so if you see my nails, excuse them, half of them have come off. The gels come off, you know, because quarantine, but we'll ignore that. I'm guessing if you're watching this video, you're currently going through a breakup or maybe just some relationship struggles. Firstly, I'm sorry that you're going through that. I'm just give you a big internet cuddle because I know it's really hard. It can be a really isolating feeling. And it hurts a lot, and I just want you to know that I'm here with you, I feel you, and I'm going to try my best to give you my advice, and I hope that it helps in some way. So this advice is just kind of what worked for me in my breakup. This may not work for some people. This, you know, everyone is different, and that's my first point, is that everyone processes heartbreak differently. So you may process your heartbreak completely differently to your partner in the relationship, and this is something that can be difficult to accept because some people react with anger, some people with extreme sadness, crying, joy. You're happy the breakup is over or you've been freed out of a bad relationship. One thing to note is that it's okay. However you deal with it is completely okay. There is no set ruling of how to deal with heartbreak. It is a very painful thing that everyone experiences differently. So that's what I wanted to preface, is that don't hold expectations for yourself, do not hold expectations for your partner. Just try and be okay with the way that you handle sadness and grief. Secondly, I know this seems like a big no-brainer, but probably one of the most important tips is cut off all contact. You know, whether you had an amicable breakup or it was nasty and not very good, having contact just leaves things dragging on and can be really like ouchy for your own heart. The best thing you can do is give each other space. So whether you have to delete their number, block them on Instagram so you're not tempted to go and look at their social media profile. Don't get drunk and think, I'm gonna call them and it's gonna make it all better. I promise you, doing those things is not going to help. It just makes the moving on progress more dragged out and harder to kind of like move forward with your life. Okay, sorry, I've just closed the door because I didn't want it to be too noisy for you guys. So I know it might seem a bit aggressive, but blocking each other on social media can actually be quite a positive thing, because then you are not tempted at all to stalk their profile. And lurking on their social media is not going to help at all, I promise. It just brings up, you know, emotions of sadness and it makes it all harder. 3. This is my favorite tip, and I think this is what helped me through my breakup the most, was trust. Trust within myself, trust within the universe, trust that this was all happening for a good reason, for a positive reason. When you're going through a breakup, that can often be the last thing that you feel, and that you feel any positivity. I think trusting is the most important part of this whole process. If you can look from above and kind of see, okay, I know this feels really shit right now, but just like anything in life, you know, on more of a spiritual basis for me, when it's the saying, everything happens for a reason. For me, with my breakup, I just had to trust that I knew what was right for myself, that it was the right thing to walk away, and I needed to fully commit to listening to myself and trusting that it was right. Okay, point number 4, be real with yourself, be honest with yourself. Really, cardia. You have to hold yourself so accountable while you're going through a breakup. It can be so easy when you're having a bad day and you're feeling really sad, and or you're just missing that company of someone, and you're going back through your old photos with them and your memories, and you think, oh, everything was so great, oh my god, how fun, remember when we did that, like, oh my god, I miss them, they're like, I don't even like, fuck, like this situation sucks, blah blah. You have to be so real with yourself and really look in the mirror at that point and go, okay, but why did it fall to shit? What was the bad things in the relationship? Don't forget about that thing. Don't forget about you didn't like when he did that, or you didn't like when she did that. The fighting, the, you know, just the hardships within that. You have to, I know it's bad to like bring up negative stuff, but if you start spiraling in loneliness and you're just like, oh my God, I just miss that person, you just want them back because that's habitual to you. You have to remember why it didn't work. You have to remember the things that didn't make you feel good about the relationship. That also in itself is to do with self-love. It's you going, hey, actually, no, I deserve better. So you need to be really strict on yourself. Honestly, one of the best things that I did that helped me the most to move forward was I wrote a list in my phone of everything that went down that destroyed me, broke my heart, made me upset, all the things that they did that really sucked. I had those, you know, those moments of wanting that company again. I would look at my list and would be like, oh, no, you are not messaging that person. And also just remember that it takes practice over time, and it really does become easier as you move forward. The fifth thing that I wrote down was don't excuse their behavior just because you are lonely. So similar to number 4, it's holding yourself accountable. It can be really easy to slip into the mindset of, fuck this, honestly, I want them back, I need to message them. Doing that, you're excusing all of the things that they put you through, or what you, like, I don't know how to like talk about this from different perspectives, so I'm just gonna like generalize all the points that I'm making. So that you'll understand, you can like switch them to fit your scenario. I'm not saying this is my situation, I'm just saying my general points. But when you slip back into that, you are in ways excusing the behavior and the way that they treated you. And it's not about holding a grudge against them. It's about giving yourself the self-love and the respect to go, you don't know, like, no, don't go back to that. You deserve better than that. You left for a reason. So don't go excusing their behavior just because you want attention and you're feeling lonely. I'm looking at you. My point number 6 is you are not alone. Everyone, I swear, everyone at some point is going to go through heartbreak. Everyone will feel it, or maybe has felt it at some point to some degree. For me, this was my past relationship was it was my first relationship, so it was my first breakup. I had no idea what to expect. I obviously knew it would suck, and it did. What really helped me was just tapping into more of a collective energy field of thinking, I'm not alone in this. Someone else out there in the world is dealing with heartbreak. I actually loved listening to sad music. I think it's actually scientifically proven that it helps. I was watching something or read something that sad music actually can help with heartbreak because, you know, you listen to the lyrics and it helps you relate. It helps you not feel so alone, you know, if someone else is singing about their heartbreak. And also, I just think the most important thing is to cry out every single tear you have left in your eyeballs. Let it out. I feel like during my breakup, all I did was cry. Like, the most simple thing could trigger me into tears, and the worst thing you can do is to hold back your emotions and tears because it's just going to bubble up and make you feel worse. I loved sitting, listening to sad music. I would get in my feels. I would cry my eyes out. Sad movies, rom-coms, like whatever you can release emotion, do it. Get it all out. Go for a run, put on some pump up music, go to the gym. Oh my God, working out helped me so much. Like doing a boxing class and just like getting all of my anger that I had about that person out onto a bag or into someone's hands was so therapeutic. Just, you know, punching it out, because for me, the one thing I wanted to eliminate in my breakup the most was the back and forth fighting. I hated it. It literally, thinking about it gives me anxiety. So the more I could get my anger out onto something else, not that person, so that I didn't have to continue communication or any contact, is key. Number 7, have to accept the past. This was accepting that I did things in the relationship I wasn't proud of. Accepting that my ex in the relationship did things that I was really hurt by and angered by and upset by. I had to accept the fact that it didn't work out. which can be the hardest part in a breakup. Because for me, I felt disappointed in myself. I thought, what's wrong with you? Like, why couldn't you have held on to this for longer? Why couldn't you have just stuck through it? Why couldn't you have tried harder? Or why couldn't you have been better? Or like, are you not good at love? Like, you're never going to be in love? Like, you don't have the capacity, like, blah, 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 blah. I would go crazy in my head thinking, you know, blaming myself for all of it. But the best thing I could do is just accept the past, accept that it didn't work, which is my next point. It takes time, which we'll get onto time, but I had to accept the past. I had to accept and forgive. I had to forgive myself, firstly, and stop beating myself up over the fact that it didn't work out. And I had to forgive the other person, which, if someone's hurt you, can be extremely hard to do. You know, it takes two to tango in a relationship, so you always have to remember you've probably done things that have really hurt the other person too, or maybe not. This is me generalizing, but you have to remember that no one's perfect, and if you can find a way in your heart to forgive that person and forgive yourself, you're going to be able to move forward much quicker and much easier, because then your heart's just sitting in a better place. But as I said, my next point, number 8, is time. These things take time. With all of my points I'm saying right now, you need to give yourself a realistic amount of time. Like, a breakup, you don't just get over it like that. For me, I believe, like, when you truly, really love someone, you may never really fully heal from it or ever get over it. It's always going to hurt. And that's what my friend said. I always kept saying to them, like, when is this going to stop hurting? Like, when am I going to be okay again? Like, when will I not feel that, like, ugh, about that person? And I remember my friend Britt said to me, you never fully can always get over it. Because you've loved that person. They've been a part of your life for so long. So I had to come to the acceptance that, you know, when I hear that person's name, it's always still going to, like, trigger you a bit. Or when you see a photo of them, it's always going to be like, oh, you'll either be like, oh, or you'll be like, oh, or like, I don't know, you can have a range of emotions and feelings. It just took me time to not have such extreme reactions to things they would do or say, or looking at old photos, or if a photo popped up, or a memory, or anything. Healing anything takes time. So you've got to give yourself time. You need to be realistic about that. I can't tell you a magic trick to healing it. It literally just takes commitment, self-respect, self-love, time, and a lot of strength. Like, a lot of strength to move forward respectfully and civilly. And this isn't written down, but I think such a big part. It depends on how you want to conduct yourself through a breakup. For me, I think the more respectful and civil you can be with the person, the better, because playing games with someone or trying to revenge or hurt someone, you just end up hurting yourself. It doesn't end well. It just ends up messy, and, like, you'll hurt them, they're gonna try and fire back and hurt you. I mean, depending on what kind of person they are. But there's no point. If you've broken up, you've broken up. If you don't want to get back with the person, or they don't want to get back with you, then just move the fuck on with your life. Put all of the energy onto yourself, and have that streamlined focus. Okay, next one. I don't know what number I'm up to now, but I had watched someone else's breakup tips video before I had written my notes for this, just to see if I'd missed any, like, good points. They made a really good point that was, it's okay to still love your ex when you're going through a breakup. And I love this point because it's true. Like, when you've been with someone for a really long time, or you've loved someone, like, you've given them your everything, they've seen you at your worst, at your best, like, fights, like, you've loved them. So of course it's natural that it takes some time to not have that love for them, or you may never lose that love for them, but it's okay. You can still move forward in your life, you can still be with other people and still hold a respect or a love for someone. It's quite normal and very human to do so. Obsessing over that, though, is not healthy. I don't know if this is making any sense, but for me, that's just my own personal thing, that I don't want to look back on my life and have a regret for someone that I let in. So it's okay to still love someone, or at least get to a point where you can find a respect for them. I actually think it's really helpful with healing, and it makes you a bigger and better person. Even if they've done really terrible things to you, I always look at it as a reflection of them and not you. And then my last main point that I wrote down was accept that you can control no one but yourself. And this one's a bitch. It's as simple as that. You are in charge of you. You cannot expect other people to hold the same amount of respect as you, friends, people involved, family members. You are literally only in control of the way you conduct yourself. Sadly, as I said in my first point, everyone processes heartbreak really differently. You can't expect someone to act the same way that you would want to act, which is the fucking worst part because it's so unpredictable. You don't know how someone's going to react to things. So just in that, you can control you. So focus on being the best you you've ever been. Be respectful, treat someone how you want to be treated, and move forward. I thought I would write like a few other little like actual things you can do to help yourself. So the first one, pamper yourself. So when I was going through my breakup, the best thing that helped me was like massages and going out for yummy food, eating yum things. If you need to just binge and eat a whole tub of ice cream and chocolate and just emotional eat, then you do that. You let it all out and then you pull yourself together and move forward. Don't fall into a habit of that. We don't want to rely on that because then you just end up feeling more shit about yourself. For me, eating yummy food and also exercising really helped me, like as I say, getting all my emotions out. And if you can, I think traveling helps a lot with some friends, just getting away. Like I was really lucky with my breakup because I had 2 back-to-back international work trips booked right after the breakup happened. So, you know, as much as it was like a blessing and a curse because I had to work and show up and act like I was okay, but really on the inside I was like fucked up and so sad. But it really did help getting out into the world and just being around people and being distracted and having to be so strong. Like I had to be fucking strong, but it proved to me that I could. Traveling, being with your girlfriends, going to the beach, having fun, doing day trips, anything that just, even if it's momentarily, can take your mind off something, it really helps. Is talk it out. Talk to people about how you feel, vent to your friends, cry it out, journal, and that it just helps release it and move forward. Number 4, get creative. Heartbreak inspires art. So for me, I love writing poetry, and like some of the best poetry and songs and art is created from heartbreak. So when you can tap into that energy and emotion, like paint and like write, photography, whatever your creative medium is, express your hurt and sadness and anything into art. It really, really, really helps. Number 5, rebound. It really does help. Which, I mean, this is the thing that you need to remember. Everyone rebounds or like moves on in their own time. Like I know some people that move on really quick. I know some people that don't move on really quick. Everyone is completely different. You can't predict when you're gonna wanna do things or how you handle stuff. You will know when the right time is to move on. At some point it's natural you're gonna move on, and I think it is the best thing you can do when you're really over a relationship and you need to move forward. Like it's the natural thing to do. Like don't close off your heart just because something didn't work out in the past. It doesn't mean you need to like jump straight into a relationship. But just, you know, and I know for a lot of girls it can be really scary to be intimate with someone else after you've been intimate with, you know, one person for a long time. So you have to respect yourself and go slow if you want to go slow, or jump straight into it if you want to jump straight into it. For me, it was about feeling comfortable, feeling safe, not jumping into something just because I wanted to like get revenge on someone. Everything you do when you finally move forward needs to be done in your own time. But you know, I recommend it. Go out with some girlfriends, go have some drinks, go meet a cute guy, go kiss boys, like get some attention. Like it honestly makes you feel like good and fun and like confident, and as long as you're doing it for you and you're not doing it for anyone else for any negative reasons like to hurt someone, then all clear. And trust that there is someone better out there for you and a better relationship. Just because this one didn't work doesn't mean, you know, it's never going to work again, you're going to be alone forever. I think it's exciting. It can show you what you liked about relationships, or about a certain person, and what you want to bring into your new relationship moving forward, or, you know, a relationship in the future. Like, my breakup for me showed me how I want to be. It showed me how I want to improve myself for my next relationship. How can I be better for someone else? How can I not do the things that, like, caused disruptions in that relationship? How can I love better? How can I treat someone better? Like, how can I just be happier in that relationship? How can I just, I don't know, you know, it's exciting to implement the things that I learned about that into that, so it can be amazing, you know? Number 8, never settle. This is my favorite thing. I tell myself this all the time. Even if you're feeling upset and lonely and you want to move on, don't lower your standards. Don't settle for something that isn't better than what you had before, or, you know, don't disrespect yourself like that. And, like, don't lower anything just because you're feeling heartbroken or not 100% self-confident. That's when, and this is my last point, is self-love heals all. That's when your self-love is the most important. You need to be beating yourself up. You are the hottest bitch out. You are loving, caring, kind, beautiful, positive, you know, all of that. You need to, like, be gassing yourself up, and do not drop your standards. Remind your friends to not let you go home with that crappy guy that used to call you up and was the fuck boy. Like, don't settle for that shit. Only up, bigger and better things. You know what I mean? Self-love, just, that is what got me through. Reminding myself of all the incredible things I did and achieved before the relationship, and that I could do that by myself. I remind myself, Cardi, you don't need someone to be full and whole and happy. You have yourself, and that's the most important thing. I feel like I covered those okay. I feel like I'm a bit like I don't, there's so much to cover in this topic, I feel, but I just want to do a quick video kind of like summarizing a few of those points. But as I said, if you're going through a breakup, just please remember, and I promise you are gonna get through this. Everyone has watched me on my little journey of my breakup, and you've seen me, and look at me now, happy. I feel abundant. I have so much self-love. I have so much self-respect. I feel so much better. Now I can just focus on me, and I'm not having to focus on someone else as well. So I promise you, I'm still alive, living, breathing. I survived a breakup. You will survive this breakup too. And you should be excited. I'm excited for you and your future moving forward. And just trust in magic, trust in the universe, and anything can happen. That's all I have to say. I love you guys so much, and I hope this made you feel a little bit better. If you guys have other tips for each other, chat in the comments, can help each other out. As you know, I have a Facebook group. We discuss all types of topics like this, so if you want to join, I'll leave the link below as well. If you need some extra support, and go ahead. I'll leave all the links below, but thank you guys so much for watching. I love you lots, and I'll see you next time. Mwah!